Hello, this is going to be my first video on this channel. I really don't know what the hell's going on with it. The profile picture is just some creepy ass shit I found on Google Images. I don't even have a banner yet because the dimensions that I asked for are really stupid and I don't even know how to use Photoshop. But yeah, just as a first video, I decided to make my predictions for what Cedar Point's going to bring in 2020, and in a couple days, who knows, maybe even like tomorrow, this might be all like debunked and they might release the full thing. And some people might say, oh, they already announced exactly what they're doing, but all they announced was like a river ride, the parade and stuff like that, which is cool and all. The river ride, I remember going on in 2010, the first time I went there, and it did close in 2011, so I remember that. And I remember that being a really mediocre animatronic sort of thing, so hopefully they bring it back in a much nicer way. Even then, like, if you look at videos of the last times it was running and all the people who have been working on that job for like years and just not caring anymore, it's actually so funny.
Over here live in concert for one of the final times, it's the famous paddle wheel singing duo of John Cougar and Elton John.
Wow, okay.
Now, in front of us here is the man says Cedar Point's only stand-up roller coaster. That's right, you stand up all day walking around the park, you stand up in line, they make you stand up on the ride.
I know, I'm gonna miss you guys too. But you can pick up my very own autographed bobblehead. On sale for $19.95. All of the proceeds go to my psychiatric help. Same lame jokes for 6 months straight.
Oh my god. But yeah, they also said that there's more to announce, and this makes sense because Cedar Fair just announced that Kings Island is getting a Giga, you know? It would just be sensory overload if they announce a new ride at Cedar Point on the same day as a Giga at Kings Island. You know, that'd just be crazy. So they're going to space it out, like how California's Great America announced their water park stuff early on, and then Kings Island announced their Giga, and they're just going to space it out. So they're just doing a little trickle right now, because they said a new ride's coming, and I really hope that the little paddle boat, whatever the hell, I hope that's not the ride they're talking about, because that's not really a ride. I mean, it's a boat ride, but like, I really hope that's not it. I don't want some shitty animatronic thing. So yeah, hopefully they add at least like a really cool flat ride or something. Also, they mentioned that they're adding nostalgic foods back. I mean, when they say nostalgia, do they mean like when the park first opened, like what the food, some of the foods that they were known for? Like, it's not nostalgia if no one was old enough to remember it. But I feel like there's a lot of possibilities. And some of these things I'm going to say might be a bit far-fetched, but I think they're still plausible, and I'll try to explain my best why. So just looking at Google Maps here, just looking over Cedar Point, there's about 3 things I think they might be doing to add, like a new roller coaster, maybe there's a new roller coaster. I don't think this is going to be the one that's going to outdo Steel Vengeance. They said that they're going to be celebrating the 150th anniversary for 2 years, so I'm pretty sure this mega coaster or whatever is going to be something mind-blowing. It's going to come in 2021. I know that, but there might be some areas where they can add maybe a smaller coaster that still is crazy, or just a really cool flat ride. This is probably like the most controversial opinion that I have when it comes to all this. I think that there's a good chance that we're going to see Rougarou be gone soon. Yeah, it only got turned into Rougarou and the Floatless Coaster like a couple years ago, but at the same time, this isn't really a crowd pleaser at all. You know, it's right next to Millennium Force. Way more people are always going on that. A lot of people experience head banging from what I've heard on this, but I'm 6'4". I'm a giant, right? So my head was above the shoulder restraints when I went here last week, and there wasn't really anyone in line, even when Millennium Force broke down twice when I was in line. People would rather wait out like an hour more for Millennium Force than to just pop over to Rougarou. Now, me not being on Rougarou in 4 years at a time, I just ran over, had to get another locker to put my GoPro in, and I rode on Rougarou. It was really quick. It was a really quick line, but oh my god, this part, when you're in the brake runs, it takes forever. The operations on these floorless rides take forever. Patriots at California's Great America was some of the worst operations I've ever seen. I was sitting back here in the brake run for like 4 minutes. But yeah, not a lot of people like Rougarou, and a lot of the people that come to this park, since it's a destination park, are a lot of really big coaster fans. You know, it's not like your nearby Six Flags that you can go to with your little child to bring to a kiddie area. I mean, of course you can do that here, but I feel like this isn't really a kiddie coaster, and if they want a good roller coaster here that will make the most amount of people happy, I think they should tear this down and put a Railblazer type roller coaster. Maybe one that's like a 2 in each row or something like that. They can definitely make a better coaster here, because Rougarou just kind of meanders around. It's really loud because it's an older B&M, it's a stand-up B&M, but Rougarou's a pretty boring ride. And yeah, if they put a single rail RMC here, like the next type that's not a Raptor, and they make it really twisty and everything and curly and really nice, maybe break an inversion record or something. Maybe if they put like a Eurofighter or something here, who knows? I think it's called a Gerstlauer, like the type of coaster that Smiler is. They could put like a Smiler type roller coaster, who knows, maybe break the inversion record. And then next year make some mega T-Rex that zoom 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 around the park or something. My next idea, which is probably the most likely, is that they're going to announce that Wicked Twister is going to get nay to California's, Michigan Adventure, and they're going to make a boardwalk here. I think a boardwalk would be such a good idea. I did actually mean California's Great America. I don't know, I corrected myself. I was right. Because this part of the beach down here, no one really goes to. Everyone stays by Hotel Breakers. That's where all the events are. That's where the pools are. That's where the entries to the park is. There's nothing really down here. It's just kind of like left open here. So maybe if they make a boardwalk that shoots out here, and who knows, maybe they could, this would probably be really expensive, but make all this sand area like good foundation and try to build a crazy coaster here. Imagine seeing a giant T-Rex like do with a bunch of airtime hills go through here. That'd be cool. So I think they might knock out Wicked Twister, add a boardwalk, add some nice flat rides there, and then prepare for 2021 where they add a T-Rex here. And I think the third one, which is really unlikely, is getting rid of Cedar Creek Mine Ride. No one really cares about this ride. Even when I went here, I was like, oh, that exists. And then I made my way back to Steel Vengeance. And it's not really a crowd pleaser. Not many kids like going on this ride either. The wait times are always stupidly long, because it's just a stupidly long roller coaster with 2 lift hills. And Cedar Point said before that they're not going to do anything with this ride. It's not moving anytime soon, which is, I feel like they just need to like stop being like hoarders and get rid of some of their ugly rides like Cedar Creek Mine Ride, and maybe Corkscrew eventually. Actually, Corkscrew is kind of a crowd pleaser. I see a lot of people like piling up to try to get on that ride actually, so I think Corkscrew still has a good decade or 2 left in it. So yeah, those are the areas I think Cedar Point might try to work with for 2020. I know some people might ask, oh, what about Gemini? I don't think Gemini is moving at all. It's still a really fun ride. It's really smooth. I just hope they change the trains around, because my massive ass is always like bumping my knees into the seat in front of me. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. I think they might make Top Thrill Dragster an LSM launch, because when I went, sadly it was broken, and it's my favorite roller coaster of all time. I'm a sucker for launch coasters. I really am. And it's not the best roller coaster of all time on my list, but it's my favorite, because that was the first crazy thrill ride I ever went on. I went on that when I was 9, because I was a tall kid. I was able to get on that stuff. And the weekend I went there, it was completely closed the entire time, and I heard that the entire week before and everything it was closed, and I think it might still be closed, which is ridiculous. So I think they might just make it an LSM launch. That would be a great thing. No one wants to see that coaster go. It's such an icon. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Cedar Point 2020 predictions and crap like that. Thank you for watching me ramble and stuff like that. I know I'm kind of bad with this kind of stuff. I know I branch off way too often and stuff. I'm not too consistent, but I'm trying to work on that. And I feel like I'll just get a bit better with every video I make. Anyways, if you like this video, please consider subscribing. I'm going to be making some more videos that are bit shorter and a bit more rapid fire, I feel, soon. I want to try to get this channel to go somewhere, because I just found a lot of motivation for making videos like these. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good night or something like that, bro. I don't know how to end a video. Holy shit.